you calling me on this line? You know it's only for emergencies.
Because, darling, I can hear the dark circles and backache from here.
My back does not hurt.
Darling, what are you doing?
I'm working.
But darling, it's summer. Why are you not on vacation?
Because I've been neglecting the channel and I'm trying to catch up.
Darling, you know the old saying, the more ketchup you use, the bigger you're behind. Hello? Hello? Hello?
I believe it's the more I try to catch up, the farther I fall behind.
Yes, well, that too. Darling, what is going on with the furniture?
Well, I'm trying to choose my last piece for the season.
Text me pictures!
Okay.
Oh, darling, not that one. No, please. No, that looks like a cockroach exploded in that drawer.
Okay.
Where is the front of that one, darling? It looks like someone has yanked its poor head off. I don't know about that one.
Okay.
Darling, have you lost your mind?
Just seeing if you were really paying attention.
Yes, well, you need to see about your fixation with chickens.
All right. Here, check this out.
Good God, darling. What fresh hell is this?
I don't know.
What am I looking at?
I think it's a coffee table.
A coffee table? It looks like a...
Like
Like
a toilet.
Like a
Yep.
toilet.
Yeah, like a toilet. You know, I did a poll on Instagram and people there really wanted me to get this one.
Oh, darling, I thought your audience liked you.
It just, it would have been fun because it would have been so challenging.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Well, it's moot because somebody else already scooped it.
My God, you furniture people are nuts.
That's probably good.
All right, darling. Well, the pool boy just made a fresh batch of margaritas and Snoop Dogg just pulled up. Hello, Snoop. So I have to get going. Ta-ta. Hello, darling.
Oh, thank you. Darling, I have a feeling this might come in handy. Finish up the furniture, get your suit on, and get yourself and the man to a beach somewhere. You both look like zombies. Love, Drea. Hi everyone, I'm Andy. Welcome to Furniture Fables. Well, it is summer and that can mean only one thing. Lots and lots of free furniture. Folks who are moving are getting rid of stuff, and what doesn't go to a furniture fabler will most likely end up in the trash. When choosing what to save, it may seem tempting at first to pick out something uniquely bizarre, but what better way to wrap up a season of work than with a classic coffee table with a simple yet stunning problem-solving solution.
Here's my classic little problem right now. This is a vintage coffee table I scooped for free. It actually came in last on that Instagram poll, but it had a few things going for it that made me decide to go grab it. First, it was nearby. That's always really nice. Second, I really liked its lines. And third, I was curious to see what I could do with those leather inlay tops. This little table had a ton of wear and tear. It almost looked like it'd been through some sort of storm and looked like it had some water damage on its feet. For a hot second, I actually thought that maybe those inlays were faux leather. They felt and sounded like wood, but while I was cleaning, I saw that, of course, they were real. Those inlay tops were really yucky, lots of stains of all sorts and kinds. I did my best to clean them off so I could give them a fair shot, but even after a lot of cleaning, I really was not thrilled with how they were looking. So while I pondered what I wanted to do with them, I decided to go ahead and start working on the veneer edging along that tabletop. I used my detail sander to carefully remove all that old finish. You can see that I do let myself go against the grain of the veneer just to break up that remaining finish a bit, and then I really try to keep my sanding in the direction of the wood grain, and always keeping a careful eye out for any sign that the veneer is thinning to the point that it might be busted through. Definitely don't want that. Okay, back to the top. Here, I hope that you can see that these leather tops had some very stubborn stains and also what just looked like ground-in grime. They just did not look pretty to me. And so even though it kind of pained me a little bit because it meant covering up their kind of cool gold borders, I decided to go ahead and give them a scuff sand to prepare them for some paint. And then I began to sand the entire table. So when you are removing an old finish, you can use either chemical stripper or you can sand. And really, it's kind of one of those pick your poisons situations. I tend to avoid chemical stripper for the obvious reasons. It's very messy, it's stinky and sticky. But sanding to remove a finish takes a lot of time and elbow grease. Ideally, you would have some sort of detail sander and a more aggressive orbital sander to help you bust through those stubborn spots on any solid wood places on your piece. But even with these really nice sanders, you will still need to get in there and do some amount of sanding by hand. Okay, time for a quick repair. This corner's veneer was lifting up a bit, and so I used one of my tongue depressors to apply some wood glue, and then I also glued down that corner of the leather top that was lifting. I let that dry, and then I began my finish sanding. Remember that after you sand to remove the old finish, you need to start your gradual climb back up the grit ladder, so to speak, sanding everything with finer and finer grits until you reach your destination, which for me was a 220. I had a little chip in the veneer on one of the table's top corners, and so I decided to mix up just the tiniest little bit of Bondo. I really like to use it for tabletops and especially corners, since they are so vulnerable and prone to damage, and it is really tough and strong. After I mixed it, you can see I just dabbed a very small amount on with just a wee bit of overfill. I'm going carefully here so I don't have to aggressively sand off a lot of Bondo, which could have possibly caused me to bust through the veneer. Once dry, I carefully sanded, and then I used my hands, not my eyes, to tell me that I had a smooth and level fill. Okay, I wiped back any dust from the table and then got out Picket Fence by Fusion Mineral Paint. This is their brightest white, which I am going to use as a paint wash. So this is going to be a true whitewash. I really want to counter all of the gold tones in the table, and so I think this is going to be just the ticket. As I start my whitewashing technique here, you can see that I am spraying the table first with some water and then painting Picket Fence on in its full strength. I haven't added any water to that jar. And then I simply mist that paint line again with more water and wipe back my paint. I get the majority of the paint off going in whatever direction is easiest. And then I make sure to wipe in the direction of the wood grain. That actually makes a really big difference. I feel like with this technique, I make a little bit less of a mess and maybe also waste a little bit less paint than when I mix up a watery paint wash. But both ways work just great. While you watch me apply the whitewash, I want to take this opportunity to tell you that I am now officially an affiliate of Fusion Mineral Paint. I really took my sweet time before deciding to apply for that status, but I come back to Fusion's products again and again and again, and I often share them with you here on my channel. And so I feel really good about working with them as an affiliate, and I feel really great because I can now offer you all 10% off any purchases just by using my affiliate link. I'll leave that link in the description box. This is one way that you can really help out my channel and pick up some of the best DIY furniture painting products on the market with a little discount. Okay, so oftentimes when you are working on a coffee table or a side table, you have to deal with a second level. And when you are trying to do a paint wash, that can be challenging. I've created this little trick I do for myself. I simply dampen a lint-free cloth and then paint on my paint directly onto that cloth. And then I just apply the wash by wiping it on. Okay, time to tackle those leather tops. I grabbed my little Zebra Palm Pro and I covered the leather squares with 3 coats of Picket Fence. I am sure there are many folks who might be less than happy with this decision, but I've really got to stand by it. I could not get those tops looking clean and attractive. If someone wanted to, they could absolutely remove these and replace them with new leather. But honestly, I don't know, I kind of question the wisdom of leather as a material choice for a coffee table top anyway. And I have something in mind I think will give our little table a more up-to-date look. So this would normally be where I would be getting out more paints in a range of grays and blacks, but I think I'm going to skip all of that and take the easy road today. This is some laminate sheeting by Very Berry Sticker. It is basically a peel and stick wallpaper, except that it is so tough. It is used to cover countertops, if you can believe it. I've never done it myself, but I have heard that this is an absolute favorite product of renters. This wallpaper laminate sheeting is waterproof, easy to clean, and heat resistant. So instead of attempting to paint a faux marble design on my table squares, I am simply going to apply this paper the same way I would apply any other peel and stick wallpaper, cutting it down, lining it up, and smoothing out any bubbles, and then trimming the excess. I went back over my paint wash and sanded out any little blotchy areas that I had missed, as well as any raised areas that felt rough, and then I sealed everything up with some clear wax. Okay, do you remember our last in the polls? Seen way better days. No one wants to serve coffee from that coffee table? Well, here she is now. Rescued and refreshed, our little coffee table is once again ready for service and could happily take its place among many decor styles as a true modern neutral. And those waterlogged feet? While some scars may remain, they've mostly been washed away by Picket Fence. And should there be any spills at the party, well, that's no problem. This modern lady knows sometimes the easiest answer is also the best one, with her very wipeable and hard to detect faux marble top. Relaxed yet elegant, I'm hoping our once trashed table will soon be someone's new treasure.
So how much did my treasure cost to unearth? Well, the table, of course, was free. I'm gonna give myself a $5 budget for sanding pads. I used a lot of those. I used about $5 worth of Picket Fence, maybe another $2 worth of wax, and about $15 worth of that laminate paper, bringing my total out-of-pocket cost to $27. What might I sell it for? Well, you know, I use peel and stick wallpaper all the time in furniture flips to line drawers, etc., but there is something about having that paper on the top of the piece that is throwing me off. I don't know if I could list it to sell. Is that crazy? Am I crazy? That paper is strong, it's tough, it's high quality, it wasn't cheap, and it of course looks way more realistic most likely than anything I could paint by hand, and yet still I feel weird trying to sell it. Let me know if you think I'm being crazy with this one, but I might just walk it down to my local Habitat for Humanity and donate it there. Would you sell a piece with paper on the top? I am genuinely curious to know what you think, because I see how this does not make sense. I use peel and stick paper all the time. This is not logical, and yet somehow I know that I have been away a lot the first half of this year, and I am really looking forward to being more present in the fall. I hope that you enjoyed this last Fable of the summer. If so, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss when I'm back. And wherever you are, please do try and keep cool. I think as soon as this is done, I'm gonna go grab this floaty, and I think I'll grab John and we'll go jump in the nearest body of water. That sounds good. Thank you so much for joining me, my friends. I will see you next time for more Furniture Fables.
Breaststroke is good because you can pop up and surveil and judge people as you swim. As fast as a great white shark, or a baby beluga, one or the other, or a manatee. Wish me luck. Hey, darlings. Taught Michael Phelps everything he knows. Where's my martini? Happy summer, darlings. Stay cool. Happy summer, darlings.